What's up YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Legend of Zelda Wii U video. That's right, I'm back with Legend of Zelda Wii U. So the last video I did was going over the map and kind of talking about some sights and things you possibly could see in the Legend of Zelda Wii U. This time I'm going to go down a slightly different route and talk about something that you may or may not see in Wii U, but doesn't really have much confirmation, and that is magic. Magic has always been a big part of Zelda games, and it would be interesting to see if Link has some magic this time. Now, I'm not just talking about Link's usual magic that he gets from magical items or something that someone teaches him. I'm talking about like straight up magic, like oh, I've got fire in my hand and now it's on your face. That type of magic. Hopefully we'll see something like that from the Legend of Zelda Wii U. Having this Link just simply know magic. That would be interesting. Now, I don't say make him a full-on mage, because that would be wrong. I would say just give him some magic. Think like Geralt. Like Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. Now, Geralt has magic. He has a handful of spells that help him in doing his job and killing monsters. He's not a full-on mage, but he's not completely inadequate when it comes to magic either. So it kind of works out. He kind of has the best of both worlds. He's a great physical sword fighter, where he can offset that with magical abilities like Igni or any other of his magical abilities. Also, he can use them in the overworld as well. To manipulate people and calm people down, or calm down bears, or things like that. Something like that introduced in the Legend of Zelda Wii U would be a pretty interesting change and a pretty fresh thing for the Link character. Having magic without knowing, having to pick up any items or something would be pretty interesting. I mean, even Legend of Zelda Wii U, in the Legend of Zelda, Hyruleans are known to be capable of performing magic because they have magic-infused blood, and they are, one of the most powerful magical societies in all of Hyrule. So why shouldn't their, God-given chosen hero, at least know some spells? I'm not saying give him like a whole spell book, but say have him learn a few spells. Like in Ocarina of Time, he had, Din's Fire, he had Farore's Wind and Nayru's Love, which were three different magical abilities that gave him some unique abilities. Even though he did get those from picking up items, having those from the start, or at least learning those yourself, will be pretty interesting in the Zelda Wii U. And they can explain it off like this, if Zelda Wii U is a sequel to Skyward Sword like everyone thinks, they could say that he descended from the hero of the gods, and that's why, of course, he has these powers from the gods. Another thing that's probably confirmed for Legend of Zelda Wii U, I guess it was pretty much confirmed by the trailer, is of course you'll have your unique arrows, your magic arrows. They'll probably have fire, ice, and light arrows. Of course, there's also the bomb arrows we saw him use against the big mechanical creature. One interesting thing they could do is, instead of having not light arrows, but instead of having fire and ice arrows, they could have magical infused arrows. So say, you need some specific, ingredients to make arrows, so that you can infuse your own magic into the arrow. That way you won't have to have a special arrow. It'll just be an arrow infused with your magic. That would be interesting. That would be a completely new twist on an old idea in Zelda. I mean, imagine how, being able to put wind power and infuse it into an arrow, so that, say, an enemy is far away, you can infuse wind magic into the arrow to make the arrow travel farther or travel faster. you can infuse fire magic into the arrow to set an enemy on fire, even though that would be kind of, that would be pushing the rating a little bit. But, you could do something like that. Or possibly, use it in the overworld while you infuse fire into your arrow, and, you can use it to light a distant torch. Or you can infuse your wind into your arrow and use it to, say, hit a button far away by extending the range of your arrow. It opens up an entire myriad of possibilities by giving Link magic and having him infuse it into his arrows without having him, just find magical arrows around or buy them from the shop. That will be a pretty interesting twist. Of course, you'll still have your magical items like your various rods, or either magical gear would be nice as well. Having like a magical tunic, like say in Adventures of in the Adventure of Link, there was various magical items you could pick up. Like there was a vest that could like protect you from specific types of damage. There was a jump ability that allows you to jump higher to get to specific places. Which brings me to another thing, using magic to get to specific places. Maybe you could infuse wind magic into your sailcloth and, glide further to get to somewhere else. Once you level up your magic to a specific level, see, that's what I'm saying. It brings out an entire myriad of possibilities. Having Link have magical powers of his own without having, to have items. And also, it would kind of make Link feel like a more awesome character. Like, yeah, he's truly a mythical character, So, yeah, that's about it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.